The most popular 360 camera on the market has gotten a huge upgrade. I'm talking of course about the Ricoh Theta V, and it's the most important version of the Theta since it was first introduced. In this video, I'm going to talk about its top 10 features. I'm also going to show you a brief comparison against the most popular 360 cameras. Stick around to the end. I'm going to show you how to do a 360 video with an invisible flying camera just like the one you're watching right now. By the way, this 360 video was shot all on the Theta V. This video was brought to you by the Ricoh Theta Unofficial Guide, the most comprehensive online community for Ricoh Theta developers and power users. Now here are the top 10 features of the Theta V. The best feature of the Theta V is its amazing video quality. When Ricoh upgraded the Theta's video, they weren't just content with keeping up with the competition. They were intent on giving the Theta the best video quality in its class. The Theta's video quality is indeed very impressive, especially with low light video performance. Combined with the best-in-class stitching, the Theta V looks like one of the best, if not the best, consumer 360 cameras for video. Check out my comparison with other popular 360 cameras on the Ricoh Theta Unofficial Guides. Number 2 is image stabilization. So one of my favorite features of the Theta V is that it has image stabilization. So with image stabilization, you can position the camera any direction you want, like this, and it's going to remain level with the horizon. Now this is important not just for convenience, but also because you can place the Theta in line with the selfie stick, and the selfie stick is going to look invisible to the camera. Now just to be clear, the Theta V stabilization is not robust enough to stabilize videos while walking. For that, I would still strongly recommend a 360 gimbal, but the stabilization can be used for a floating camera effect. I also like that the stabilization gives you control over the yaw, unlike other 360 cameras where it's locked into one direction. Another benefit is that it seems there's no drifting. Number 3 is its audio capabilities. Not only does the Theta V have excellent video, but it also has the best-in-class audio capture capabilities. There are 4 built-in microphones that can capture 3D spatial sound, and they can capture not just the horizontal but also the vertical direction of the sound. In addition, it has an external microphone jack, which is a rare feature among consumer 360 cameras. This is very useful for live streaming or other situations where a separate recorder is not feasible. Just as a tip, you should use a TRS jack or adapter when using an external microphone. Finally, Ricoh has an exclusive spatial microphone accessory called the TA1 that captures professional-grade spatial audio. The TA1 attaches to the base of the Theta V, which minimizes its profile in the nadir. Check out samples of the videos with the TA1 in the Ricoh Theta official YouTube channel. Number 4 is improved exposure controls. So the Theta has always been one of my favorite 360 cameras, and for many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is its exposure control. It's one of the few 360 cameras with full exposure control. So it has full manual exposure, ISO priority, shutter priority, and exposure bracketing. The Theta V improves on that further by expanding its ISO range. The base ISO has improved by 2/3 stops to 64, and the shutter speed has increased 2 stops to 1/25,000. It's almost unheard of. And what can you do with that? Check this out. You can capture the full range of highlights even with sunny 16 conditions. Number 5 is expanded third-party support. The Theta is the most popular 360 camera on the market, so it already has the most third-party accessories and apps out of all 360 cameras. The Theta V builds upon this advantage further by having an Android-based OS, which makes it easier for third-party developers to add functions to the Theta through plugins. Here's Jesse Kasman of Theta Unofficial Guide with more information about this new feature.
Yeah, the Theta V is a major jump forward for developers, and you don't have to wait for new functions to be delivered. You can build it yourself. Eventually, Ricoh wants to create a scheme in which users can pick and choose functions selectively. similar to an app store. You might focus on advanced photography features, like using one of the 180-degree lenses individually or grabbing sections of the 360-degree photosphere. But I'm guessing there are people watching this video who can do a lot better. So yeah, the Theta V is really something fantastic for developers and for creating interesting products and services.
Number 6 is the remote TV mode. One of the unique features of the Theta V is that you can view photos and videos together with your friends and family through the exclusive remote TV mode. With this mode, you can show 360 photos and videos on your TV, and thanks to the Theta V's gyroscope, you can use the Theta V as a motion controller to control the 360 photo or video. Number 7. Seamless underwater stitching. The Theta V is not the first consumer 360 camera with an underwater case or underwater capability, but most of the consumer 360 cameras right now have very poor stitching underwater because of refraction. The Theta V has a dedicated waterproof hard case with a dome-shaped lens designed to minimize the effects of refraction underwater. In fact, samples shown by Ricoh show that the Theta case enables the Theta V to capture 360 photos and videos underwater with seamless stitching. This underwater case also has buttons to allow the Theta V to be controlled even underwater. Number 8. Google Street View Mobile Ready. The Theta V is the first 360 camera to be Google Street View Mobile Ready. So this means the Theta V can be controlled directly with the Street View app. But in addition, the Theta V can automatically take sequential photos based on distance intervals, not time intervals. So if you're stuck in traffic, for example, the Theta V is not going to take additional photos. In addition, the photos are ready for upload to Street View, already linked to each other. Number 9. Improved connectivity. One of my favorite features of the Theta V is how easy it is to connect to the app. On the Theta S and previous versions of the Theta, sometimes connectivity was a little bit unpredictable. I'd be connected through Wi-Fi, but somehow the app wouldn't find the Theta. By contrast, I can connect reliably to the Theta V on either Android or iOS. In fact, when I'm using Android, the Theta V connects automatically to my phone whenever I turn on the Theta V's Wi-Fi, as long as the Wi-Fi is available. Number 10. Faster stitching versus other 4K cameras. Other 360 cameras can take a while to stitch 4K videos. Fortunately, 4K videos from the Theta V can be stitched pretty quickly on the desktop app, either for PC or Mac, and supported phones such as the Samsung S8. A 1-minute video from the Theta V takes just 3 minutes to stitch on my $400 PC. Now, if I had shot the same video with the Samsung Gear 360, it would take about 7 minutes to stitch that on the same PC. Now let's take a look at how the Theta V compares to other popular 360 cameras. Here we're taking a look at the Keymission, and you can see it's sharp in the center, but towards the stitch line, the Keymission is blurred. Now here's the original Gear 360. It's less sharp in the middle, but the sharpness is more consistent throughout the frame. The stitching is not perfect, but it's decent. Here's the 2017 Gear 360. In some ways similar to the original Gear 360, but the stitching has a warping issue. Now here's the Theta V. It's sharp throughout most of the frame. It's not very sharp at the stitch line, but that's not too bad. It also has more detail in the shadows than either of the Gear 360s. And it has the best stitching in this group. I hope you enjoyed this 360 video. So to look at the more detailed comparison of those 360 cameras I showed you earlier, check out the Ricoh Theta unofficial guide. There's a link in the description below. And before I forget, here's how to do that invisible camera trick. So I used Ricoh Theta and I connected this shaft to it. It's a 1/4-20 shaft, and I just attached it there, and I attached it to another thin selfie stick, and finally this spike. So when you put them all together, you can plant this into the ground and it's going to look invisible, especially because the Theta's very thin profile and optical stitching. It's going to actually patch the ground for you. So thanks again for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. And for more information on 360 cameras and accessories, go to 360rumors.com, the best kept secret for 360 cameras. Don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe. Thanks very much.